This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online community with more than 13,000 classes taught by professionals in design, photography, and much more. You can learn many useful skills to advance your career or just have fun. Click the link in the description to get unlimited access to Skillshare for free for 2 months. If you like their service, then stay for around $10 a month or cancel with absolutely no obligation. Click the link in the description to get started.
Hello everyone and welcome to my After Effects tutorial. In this video, I want to talk to you about how to do some awesome animated typography or kinetic typography in Adobe After Effects. So what you see right now on the screen is what I'm going to show you today. And I've been a motion designer for a long time, guys, and whenever I'm working with typography projects, I usually end up in two different situations. In situation one, I'm working with a video that is completely based on typography. Examples would be lyrics videos, short promotional videos, speeches, company videos where the company is making a video for its employees or for its clients, stuff like that. In situation 2, I'm delivering a very small 3 to 5 second shot of animated typography, which will be combined with other different elements like characters animated on After Effects, live shots, commercial videos, stuff like that. Right? So you have to have two different approaches for these two situations. You cannot make just one workflow that will work in both cases, right? So the what we're going to focus on today is the situation 2, where you're delivering a very small amount of typography, but when you're working with typography, what is the proper workflow? That is what we're going to learn in today's video. So the answer to that question is design and then animate. You have to design, you're supposed to storyboard the full thing first and then you animate it. Because if you go with this approach for the second situation, this is going to give you amazing results, and the time you're going to put into making the typography is also going to be very less. In today's video, like I said, first we're supposed to do the design and then we take it into After Effects for animation. Now, if you're feeling comfortable designing in Photoshop, do it in that. I personally, awesome people, prefer direct After Effects. So as you can see, since I have a good graphic design knowledge, I design the full thing in After Effects and then I can just get started with animation. If you are good with Photoshop and you have done a lot of design work in Photoshop, do it over there and then you can bring the Photoshop layers into After Effects and animate them, right? One more thing I would like to say before we get into the full animation process is that, awesome people, I have an awesome kinetic typography template on VideoHive, which has done very well. And what we have done over here is we have done 100, actually 99 storyboard animations. So we have done these storyboarding, then we have animated them, and this is like very easy to use. So if you're ever working on a project where you're supposed to deliver a lot of different typographies, please consider purchasing this, because this will help us create more tutorial content, and you would also be supporting the channel, right? And as you can see, this has 5 reviews, like 5-star reviews, so definitely consider purchasing this, awesome people. Anyways, back to the content. So this is, again, we have designed this, now we just need to animate it, and animating it in After Effects is not all that difficult. The only thing is you're supposed to work with a camera, which we'll come to in just a minute. So we have this the design ready. Let's get into animation now. So, awesome people, first you're supposed to decide how you want the animation to be, right? Whether it should be from animators or should it be just mask reveals. I prefer the mask reveal because in my opinion they look really awesome. And the way I like to do this is I like to focus on just small pieces of the design at first. I don't like to work with the full thing, right? Just hide everything else and then just focus on what you have right now. So we have this word never. I'm going to go to first second. I'm going to hit the position key, start its animation, move back in time, and what you can see right now is I've already added a mask to it. So let me just delete it to show it to you. So if you go to the rectangle tool, you select this layer, you can create a mask like this, right? And this also, people, is going to help us create that nice mask reveal. So hit the P key for position, already animated that, move back in time, and then I'm going to push this right here. Now, if you come back over here, you can see that there's a position animation, but the problem here is that we need the mask to stay static. The mask shouldn't move. You can see right now the mask is also moving, right? So what we'll do is we'll first take this ruler from here, press Ctrl R if you're not seeing this. Take a ruler and place it right there. So we know for a fact that the mask is supposed to be here, right? So if you move our CTI back, you will see that the mask is also moving. Now the problem is that the mask is not going all the way out. Let me close this. So we'll take the position and we'll push it like that, right? Now awesome people, we can see that the mask is moving, but the mask needs to stay static. So we'll select this layer, hit the M key for mask path, or we'll also press Shift P to see the position keyframes. We'll go here to the second keyframe, start the animation, move back in time. I'll deselect everything, select mask 1. I'll click on mask 1, so that basically selects a full mask. Double click on it, and then I'm just going to move it like this. I'm holding down the Shift key, so this way it's not going up and down. Right now it could just go up and down, but if you hold the Shift key, it's gonna stay proper like this. Alright, and you just have to see to it that you're properly putting it right there, and there you go. Now if you play this, you can see now we are having this nice mask reveal. Select these two keyframes, hit the F9 key, go to the graph and just add a nice peak to the left, and this is what we have. Right, superb. Next awesome people, we need to animate the quote. So I already have added a mask to it, and if you're ever having problems seeing the mask, you can make the mask appear and then click on this color icon box so you can change the color of the mask. So I'm just gonna make this black, I'll make this red, right? And as you can see, the mask is a little bit extra, so we'll just take this and we'll align it to the ruler, right? So now we want the quote to come from the left, so this way it's gonna create a nice contrasting animation. So we'll again go for the position first. So position first, start the animation, move back in time, then we'll push it like this. Now the problem is that the mask is moving, right? We don't want the mask to animate. We want the mask to stay static. So we'll select the layer, hit the M key for mask path, start the animation, move back in time, deselect everything, click on mask 1. And now another way of animating this is to use the Shift and the arrow keys. So you can sort of use the arrow keys to push this mask like this. If you add the Shift key and arrow keys, then you can move it a little bit faster. There you go. Select this layer, hit the U key to reveal the keyframes, select them, F9 them, go to the graph, and then just make it like this. Now if you see it, there you go. If you see both the layers together and just to review the animation, this is how it looks. Not that bad, right guys? Superb. I'm going to quickly go ahead and animate all these different layers. Actually, I'm going to talk to you about it. So here we have awesome people, we have a shape layer, right? Now another cool technique that you could probably use if you want to don't want to do this mask thing again and again is to use alpha mattes. Now alpha mattes are a little bit difficult to understand, but basically what they do is that it's supposed to animate a shape layer. So let's close up everything else. I'm just going to focus on the shape layer. I've used the anchor point script, the move anchor point script, to move the anchor point to this place. You can usually it's going to be in the center, so moved it over here. Hit the S key, start the scale animation, move back in time, and then awesome people, I'm just going to reduce the scale like this, right? Select the keyframes at the F9, go to the graph, and then just make it like this. Now if you play this, this is how it looks, right? So based on this awesome people, what we can do is we can tell After Effects that wherever the box is there, only there the text should appear. So if I duplicate this box, I'm gonna rename this to mask. I'll rename this to box, right? I'm gonna enable my text layer, that is give up, and I'm gonna take this mask and I'm gonna keep it on top of this give up layer. Alright, then awesome people, I'm gonna select the there you go. I'm gonna select this give up layer. I'm gonna go on track mattes. If you cannot see this, right click columns and put on, I think it's called modes, right? So put on modes, you'll get this option. Select your text layer and do alpha matte. This way what's gonna happen is you're gonna get this icon on the text layer, and your the box layer, the mask layer, is going to be disabled. This is how it's supposed to be. So if I show it to you, what's happening is wherever there is this box, only that much part of the text is going to be revealed. So right now the text is there, but you cannot see it, right? It's not there. You can see that there's proper alpha, and as the box is growing, the text is getting revealed, right? That is how alpha mattes really work. So if I play this now, looks really nice, correct? So we basically saved up a lot of time, doing the mask animation and position and stuff. But this kind of thing has its own problems. It's a little confusing to understand and stuff, and then you're supposed to maintain the layers and stuff. So I prefer the mask reveal method. It's a little time consuming, but it gets the work done without causing a lot of confusion. Next is this line right here. So I'm gonna go for the mask reveal for this, but the thing is I want to maintain this with the shape layer that it has. So you can see right now it's sitting in that bounding box. So if I select this text layer, you can see that the mask is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna close it right there. So this way it fits properly in that shape layer. I'm gonna select the shape layer, hit the U key 2 times, and then I'm gonna go to add, take trim paths. This way what it's gonna do is it's gonna help me animate this a little bit better. So if I open trim paths, you can see what's gonna happen is we get this kind of animation ability, right? This is what I want. So I'm gonna take the start value to 100, start the animation, move back in time, and I'm gonna reduce it down to 0. So if I play this now, this is what it's gonna be, correct? Superb. I'm gonna add a little bit of ease, like that. Oops. Play this. This is what it looks like. I personally think that this is a little too fast, so I'm gonna go to the 2-second mark and I'm gonna push this keyframe over here. So the animation is a little bit slower, right? You can even go in the graph editor and adjust the value of the graph, right? Superb. This looks a lot better to me. Next, awesome people, you're supposed to combine it with this typography. And also, awesome people, I'm soloing the layers. If you don't know, if you select something and if you click on this icon, it's gonna basically show just that much part. So if I'm soloing basically 3 layers, the shape layer, the text layer, and the background, so I can only work with that much part, right? Now, awesome people, I want to reveal this text layer from this bottom up. So I'm gonna select it and go to 1-second mark. Go to position, animate it, move this up. Now because I just moved it up, I have no idea where the text layer is, so that's why I'm going to use my rulers to give myself visual cues that okay, this is going to be here, this is going to be there. So you can see right now my shape layer is sitting right there, so I'm going to put my ruler right there. So even if I go back, now I can understand that okay, the mask has to be right there. So select this layer, hit the mask value, start the animation, move back in time, and then I'm going to double click on it, bring it down like that. Click the U key, keyframes, add ease to them, and then just make it like that. So this is what we have, right? Looks really nice. It doesn't sync with the animation right now, but I think that's because we moved the animation to 2 seconds. So if I just bring it back to 1 second, this is what we have, right? Maybe what you can do is because we want, because the text layer is coming from up, instead of animating it from the bottom side, what you can do is you can go to the shape layer, hit the U key, go to the trim paths option, and then in the offset you can increase this. So it basically starts from top now. So if you see this, it's gonna start from top, or it's gonna start basically from here. So you can move this to the point where it starts like that. It's gonna start from the top and then it's gonna end like this, right? Nice. So this looks good to me. The last thing is the piece right here, correct? So we'll select it, add position to this over here, right? Then we'll add a mask animation. So animate this, then we'll deselect everything, click on mask 1, and then just push this like this. So if you go over here, take the ruler and put it right there, double click on the mask and move the mask over here. So this way you can see that the mask stays static on one location, and therefore we are having that nice mask reveal. And you select the keyframes, F9, graph, and move it like that. This is what we have, right? Quite nice. Let's unsolo everything and see what we have. Wow, looks not bad. Awesome people, looks quite good. Now the only thing is that everything has been animated, and it's like the full animation is happening on one single time. We want there to be a little bit of delay. So what I'll do is I'm going to first select all of this part. So that basically the full design has been divided in 3 different groups, right? There's a stop group, there's a stop group, there is a center group, and then there is this bottom group. So what we'll do is we'll select the stop group, we'll just select everything else, and we'll move it 10 or say 20 frames ahead, like this, correct? Then there is this center group, so we'll select everything over here, select also this mask layer, and select everything else and then push it ahead, right? So this is the kind of animation we have now, right? So it's not all happening at once. With the first thing, top is coming first, then center, and then bottom. Nice. So this is the 2D animation has been done, and this is gonna look quite good too. Some people want the 2D animation, but if your client is interested in a 3D look, something like in the preview, then the way you do this is you're supposed to select everything, okay, duplicate them like this, hit the U key, and then basically delete the full animation. Oops, sorry, just select everything, then delete the full animation, like this. Okay, so this way what's happened is that we just made a storyboard out of the full animation that we have. So we basically went back to the original file that we were working with, and then removed the delay effect as well. So basically, awesome people, we are seeing what we had in the start, right? And now, awesome people, we can select these firstly, and let's just give them a good color so we can distinguish between them. So we have these in fuchsia. I'm gonna Control-Shift-Alt-C to create a new camera, and this way, and if this happens to you, if you create a camera and everything goes blur, select the camera, hit the A key 2 times, then remove the depth of field. Alright, select this camera, right click, and we will take a camera, create orbit null. Right, now awesome people, what we have done, and yeah, it's supposed to make sure that awesome people all your layers are also 3D. Okay, so just switch this on. If they're not 3D, then the camera won't work. You can see nothing is happening. So make sure that they are 3D. Then awesome people, hit the C key on the keyboard to get to the camera tool, and then you can just rotate them like this. Right, I'm pressing the right mouse button to get to the zoom tool. You can see the mouse cursor change, and then zoom in like this, rotate it to the point where you're happy with the full thing. So say this camera angle looks good, right? You can then awesome people use this orbit null that we made to create an animation. So if we hit the P key for position, so the animation move ahead in time, we can sort of create a nice dolly effect, something like that. Right, simple as that. It's very, very simple. I actually like to keep it in the center, the full animation, like this. And go to the first frame, orbit null, and we'll push it like this. So now if you preview it, this is what it's going to look like. I think the speed is a little too much. Let's just reduce the animation. Yeah, this is what I'm interested in. Looks really, really nice. Superb. Next, awesome people, if this part is done and you're satisfied with how your camera angle looks, and the best part is with this workflow is that you can come in and you can change the camera angle anytime you want, because the animation, it has been applied to the orbit null, right? Nothing has been applied to the camera. So if we make the camera go like this now, the animation is still there, right? I'm gonna press the Ctrl-Z button because I like the previous angle better. Yeah, this is what we have. Now awesome people, you can go to the camera, hit the A key 2 times, and add depth of field to it. So we on the start we removed it, switch it back to on, and if everything is going blur, that's okay. That's because the aperture is set to a high number. Actually, we'll need a lot higher number than this, so we'll change the aperture from 100 to 500, and then awesome people, we'll change the focus distance. We'll start scrubbing the amount, right? So start scrubbing it like this. And as you can see, you can see some nice effects on the tagline or on this bottom part, where a part of it is blurred, or maybe I need to increase the aperture a little bit more. So I'll change this to 750. So if I now change the focus distance, you can really see some nice depth of field effects where a part of the design is in focus and the other part is blurred out. Right, now we can see some nice depth of field effects. So the center part is having the focus and the sides are being blurred. Right, if it increases to a higher number, now I can see it. Right, a nice depth of field effect. And the best part is that the animation that we have is really very nice. Now awesome people, let's switch out these layers. Let's remove their eyeball, or like switch them off basically, and start our animation. So now you'll see what we have is this. And I also animated in the box, so remove its eyeball, and this is what we have. Right, quite nice. Now the best thing that you could do is you could like the best to get the best result, what I would suggest is go to the camera and animate these two settings, the focus distance and the aperture. This way you can get the best results, because with animation, as animation moves, the focus distance is going to change. Before we were having quit, like right now quit is in the focus, before quit wouldn't be in the focus. Right, so maybe you should animate this a little bit. So it starts from here, starts from the left part of the design, and then it animates to the right part of the design like this. Let's see how that looks. Like that. Let's see. Alright, maybe the aperture is a little too much because it's blurring it out a lot. So maybe I'll reduce the aperture down to 2000, and this is basically what we have. Right, and if this is not to your liking, then you can of course come to camera, hit the A key 2 times, and then just remove depth of field altogether and have a nice flat 2.5D effect. Right, this. So this is how you can work with typography in Adobe After Effects. What I would say is let's pre-comp this. So we'll make this, we'll make another comp. We'll name this main tutorial. I'll take my tutorial, the one where it has all the animation. I'll take that composition and I'll put it in main tutorial. Right, so this way I can composite this a little bit better. Basically I can just 75 and create a BG. I'll make it it's the same background. I think it's white only, so like that, and I can add boxing effects to it, letterboxing. Create a new layer, break the scale link, so change the second value to 80, change the blend mode to stencil alpha, and this is what you have. Right, and the best part is because it's because it has been composited like this. We can take this, we can move it around, we can rotate it like this, and you can add animation to that as well. Right, so this was my tutorial on how to create kinetic typography in Adobe After Effects. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys learned. Please subscribe, like this video on YouTube if you had a good time, if you learned something. Subscribe to support, and consider purchasing this for your next project. It's really a good template. Awesome people, you have worked very hard on creating this, given awesome controllers, created many different looks for every possible video project, and consider doing that. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. You guys are awesome, stay awesome, and take care.